Ruben Amorim is flying into Manchester on Monday to begin his journey as our new head coach. Even though reports suggest he will have to wait for a work permit to begin things fully, Amorim has got a busy few days lined up. Let's talk about Amorim's first days in Manchester as he begins a new era at United, and we look ahead to what we can expect from our first ever head coach in a proper football structure.
You have to start with a structure that you know, and then you will adapt with the players that you have. The abilities to defend, to attack, I will discover that in the next few weeks. We don't have a lot of time to train, so I have to show something that I know very well.
Ruben Amorim is already on his way to Manchester. I'm going to run through what coaching staff he's bringing with him from Sporting. Who's on the plane with him? I'm going to speak about the conversations with Rude that are happening this week. Also, Omar Barada, Jim Ratcliffe going to Carrington, watching the under-21s. What else is on his immediate to-do list and the plans? I'm going to cover in this video. Make sure you drop a like on it. Please? Let's see if we can reach 5,000. Why not? It's Ruben Amorim. How can you not? Look at that beard. Man, I wish I could grow a beard like that. If you saw me trying to grow a beard like that, it would be embarrassing. But anyway, Ruben Amorim is on his way to Manchester, and João Pereira has already been named as Sporting's new head coach. So the transition has started. And the first thing for a lot of United fans, for all of us really, is what is Ruben going to do with Rude? All right, these conversations are going to be happening today, wasting no time. It doesn't matter about work permits. You can still have these conversations. Now, Ruben Amorim might not be able to go onto the training ground and actually, coach. That will come with the work permit and the visa. But speaking to Ruud van Nistelrooy, that can and will happen straight away today. He's already said, look, legends of the club. He did a great job, and he did. 4 unbeaten, 3 wins and a draw. I would explain everything. De Ligt has spoken about Van Nistelrooy saying, look, I hope that he can remain as assistant. Onana said the same thing. Reports from Sky Sports said that all the players love Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Ruud has made it abundantly clear that he wants to stay at the club. He will only stay at the club, though, if Ruben Amorim feels he has the position for him. And I've already explained all of that multiple times. If he feels that he can be that connector between Manchester United and Ruben Amorim coming in, he'll probably keep him there. However, there's a lot of people who are coming with him. I'm going to explain this in far more of an in-depth video, like a coaching staff video. Let me briefly explain who they are here. Carlos Fernandes is Ruben Amorim's main man. He's his number 2. This is his goodbye message over on Instagram 13 hours ago. He has definitely left Sporting Lisbon, and he's coming with him to... Sorry, not Sporting Lisbon. Damn it. Got to add that to the pot. Anyway, Sporting to Manchester United. Andelio Candido and Emmanuel Ferro are also 2 assistant managers. So that's 3 assistant managers that will be coming with him. Paulo Barreira is a sports scientist. Now, you've seen reports suggesting that Ruben Amorim and his staff were able to improve Sporting's injury record. Paulo Barreira is the main man behind that. He's a sports scientist. Actually, previously worked at Liverpool. As I said, I'll cover this in more of an in-depth video. And Jorge Vital is, I think, the oldest of the 5, and he is a goalkeeping coach. So very much looking like Tenruela, who came in this summer. He will be leaving and replaced by Jorge Vital. So that's 5 people that will be coming, 5 coaches that will be coming. Is that 5? One second, let me do my maths again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 assistant managers, 1 sports scientist, and 1 goalkeeping coach. It looks like that is who is coming across with Ruben Amorim from Sporting. Now, where does that leave Ruud? That's what I mean about positions. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Too many assistants. I don't know. Make up some sort of analogy. But that'll be the first thing that he does, of course, is sort his coaching staff, speak to Ruud, and get that done. And then, no doubt, he'll be having sit-down meetings with Ineos. Now, Jim Ratcliffe was at the Leicester game. I don't believe that he's met Ruben Amorim face-to-face yet. It was Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth who flew out to Lisbon to speak directly to Sporting, and they brought him in. So I don't think that Ruben Amorim has sat down with Jim Ratcliffe, and I think it will be a good opportunity to do that today because, of course, Jim Ratcliffe will not be in Manchester constantly, will he? Right? And, of course, he's going to be visiting Carrington. I wonder whether he would be allowed to do, like, the media duties, or is that something that has to wait until the visa comes in or the work permit? I imagine that probably would, because that will come directly under what the job description is, like actually speaking to the club direct. But maybe if they didn't release it, I have no idea about the rules and regulations. Anyway, all right, the delay is coming around the work permit, the visa, all right? And this is a consequence of Brexit. We seem to get delays like this before, and we're getting it again with Ruben Amorim. I don't think it's going to really change too much in the immediate couple of days. But after that, that's when the real work begins. And Ruben Amorim starts to think about what he can do as a head coach at Manchester United. And that's about instilling his structure, instilling his principles, and changing that culture. Which, man, we tried to change culture 3 or 4 times, and then we still end up in the absolute shit storm that we've been for so long. But he's made it clear that he is going to use his structure. We're going to use 3 at the back, all right? It's going to be a shock for some of the players, and not a shock for others. But he will not bend his system. That's going to be something that comes later. That won't really be something that happens straight away. Firstly, because of the work visa situation. Secondly, because it's international break, and lots of these players won't even be there. But he'll be going to Carrington, and he'll be meeting probably some of the youngsters. And I think maybe, let's see if this is the first time we actually see Ruben Amorim watching a United team in action. It could well be tomorrow night when the under-21s play Huddersfield in the Football League trophy. I remember seeing Erik ten Hag watching the youth games. And of course, the youth is going to be a big aspect of Ruben Amorim. Whether it's Giovanni Quenda coming through this season as a converted right winger into a brilliant right wing back in his system, or the 5 players that he used in his first season, over 100 collective appearances. They won the league. I'm covering all of this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, trust me, because the videos we've got coming out are absolute top level, if I do say so myself. But this could well be the first time that Ruben Amorim watches a United team play. You could see Chido Obi Martin involved there. You could see Sekou Kone involved there. And lots of other talented youngsters who will all be chomping at the bit because we've got a new coach in charge. It's somebody new to impress. And it's going to be a busy week, all right? I'll go back and I'll say this again. It looks like 5 coaches have come on the plane with him. Carlos Fernandez, Adelio Candido, Paulo Barrera, Emmanuel Ferro, and Jorge Vital. That's 3 assistant managers, a sports scientist, and a goalkeeping coach. Is there space for Ruud van Nistelrooy? I don't know. But this is a conversation that will be had today, and we will know, maybe by the end of today, whether or not Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to remain at Manchester United. But Ruud wants to stay. The players want him to stay. It's whether or not Ruben Amorim wants him to stay. Now, after that, I think he'll go and he'll meet, as I said, he'll meet Omar Barada, who's... Has he already met Omar Barada? I'm not sure if he's actually met any of these yet, if I'm being totally honest, because no, he wouldn't have. Or maybe he would have. I don't know. Do you think if when Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth went out there to speak to Sporting that he would... I don't think so. So this may well be the first time that Ruben actually meets our CEO, our sporting director, and gets to understand. He already knows what the vision of the club is. I know that. But actually meeting and having the conversations with him, and Jim Ratcliffe will definitely be the first time. But I'm very excited to see what happens under Ruben Amorim. Of course I am. Of course you are as well. We're all a little bit burned by what happened with Erik ten Hag, but this is a new chance, a new opportunity, and a new coach. And it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. I'll cover it all here on United People TV, so make sure you subscribe, but let's get it.